I slept with my girlfriend's mom 2 years ago. I can't tell her because I know she'll dump me and it'll probably end her parents' marriage. So let me first just say, I'm not the one in the wrong for this, but I have to say it somewhere. It's eating me alive. 2 years ago, when I was 19, I met this woman while I was working as a personal trainer. She was in her 40s and looked like a 25-year-old. She took an interest in me and invited me out a number of times, and we had sex a few times. After one of our meetups, she said it was wrong for someone of her age to be with me because I was too young and changed gyms. My girlfriend and I have been together for just under a year. She's amazing and I love her so much. 2 months ago, I met her family for the first time and it was a shock. Like she took me to the house where I had hooked up with a woman and I felt like I was being pranked. Before I see her mom, it hits me. I have a type and they both fit that type, so it makes sense. I've been hooking up with a single mom and I'm now with her daughter. Then her mom and dad pop out and we both almost shit ourselves. I meet her parents. They've been married for 20 years. I realize I had been a married woman's boy toy. I feel incredibly ashamed. Later that week her mom finds my number and tells me that I can never speak of what happened. She says that my girlfriend will hate me forever because I'll be the one who broke up with her parents. So now I'm stuck keeping this secret. She invited me to spend Thanksgiving and with her family, and since my family is 1,000 miles away, and I already told her I don't plan on going home, I don't really have an excuse to not go. So now I'm going to have to sit there at a table and enjoy Thanksgiving dinner with the woman I had an affair with, her husband, and her daughter whom I am now in love with. I'm fucked. My life has imploded. Husband 29M slept with my mom 55F right before we got married 2 years ago. He confessed it to me yesterday out of guilt. The details are that he was extremely drunk on his bachelor party night, which I knew had happened. He doesn't drink often and overdid it. Said the next morning that he didn't remember anything after a certain point. I thought nothing of it. Looking back, I can see how he was acting pretty off, which I assumed at the time was wedding jitters. Now he's told me he did remember coming home that night, which was when my mom, staying with us that week for the wedding, came on to him. He went along with it to the point of ending up having sex in her bed. In fact, he passed out in her bed and was there the whole night. My bachelorette party was the same night. I came home around 3 a.m. to see he wasn't in our bed. I texted him but assumed he had crashed with a friend, as he'd said he might do that if things got crazy. But he was actually with my mother. Right in the room next fucking door. The next morning, he quietly slipped out while I was still asleep. Then opened the door pretending he'd just come home after sleeping off the drunkenness at his friend's. He got into bed with me and told me that lie. As if that wasn't enough, he also initiated sex soon after. He'd been fucking my mother mere hours before. We got married the very next day. Fuck everything. I literally cannot believe this. My mother has a history of trying to flirt with guys I've dated and being inappropriate. Not this bad, but still. My husband knew this. We'd laughed about it. He assured me he would never in a million years think she was attractive. What the fuck? I called her last night, just said, husband told me everything. She spent several minutes pretending not to know what I was talking about. Then denying everything and saying he was making it up. Then claiming she'd woken up to my husband forcing himself on her. The sheer audacity of the bullshit she is capable of is beyond any disgust I can properly convey. I eventually just ended the call. I could not stop crying. She refused to even admit the truth, let alone take any responsibility or apologize. I'm not even worth basic honesty in my own mother's eyes. I'm not even worth a half-assed "I'm sorry" to her. The person who's supposed to love you no matter what. And does she also think I'm stupid? Why keep lying to someone who knows you're lying unless you actually think they'd fall for your shit? Today, I can't cry at all. Everything feels unreal. I'm completely lost and almost feel like I dreamed this or something. I've lost the 2 most important people in my life. Because they decided that I wasn't as important to them as having a quick fuck. Well, hope it was the best 10 minutes of their lives. And sure, maybe my husband didn't come home that night with the planned intention of sleeping with her. He probably didn't, and it was just horrible judgment from over-drinking. That doesn't change the fact he and my mom have had sex. No one should be able to say that about their spouse. How is that normal? I cannot imagine remaining in a marriage where my spouse has fucked my mom. Literally 2 nights before our wedding. There's simply no coming back from that, right? No, I will never get over or forgive it. I feel absolutely revolted that for the last 2 years they've been at family visits together acting more or less normal. With me right there like a stupid fucking clueless fool. There's probably much more I'm forgetting, but maybe it doesn't even matter. I'm just done. My life is gone and I have no idea where I will be next week, let alone next year. We were going to be together for the rest of our lives. Now it's gone, just like that. I have nothing. What can I do now? How do I possibly explain to the rest of my family why we're divorcing? I am so f***ing humiliated. TLDR, learned my husband cheated on me with my own mother 2 days before we got married. Our entire marriage has been sitting on that lie. AITA for showing my husband the text his mom sent me and causing her to be disowned? To start, me and my mother-in-law have never gotten along. She hates my guts and can be oversensitive oftentimes. I tried not to give her the wrong impression about me, but we just don't like each other. Sunday, I was feeling sick, I'm a new mom BTW, and couldn't eat what she cooked for dinner, and she seemed to take it personally. She sent me a private message of what seemed to be her final straw with my behavior, and it stated the following, copy/paste. Yes, I know and feel your passive-aggressive vibe. You keep pretending to be sick so you won't have to eat what I cook? What? Do you think my cooking is disgusting? Do you think I'm unhygienic? When was the last time you actually looked at yourself in the mirror? Apologies, I forgot you're a new mom and can't be bothered to even get your hair brushed. You finally trapped our son and now want to use the baby as a pawn. I don't like the fact you're my grandchild's mother. I don't think I'll ever come to terms with it because you bore him. But I'll pretend. Pretend I don't know my son's been having chats with his ex every chance he gets. Be mean to his mommy. Me. And you'll see how far that gets you. And when I watch your shit beast dog, it stays chained to a garage day and night until a half hour before you arrive. It stinks up my house, you know, same with your hair and clothes. My mind was blown and my gut reaction was to immediately go to my husband and show him what his mom sent, and he didn't take it well. He tried calling her, but she didn't respond. It was 11 p.m. and he decided to drive to his parents' house and pick a fight with her about the text. According to my sister-in-law number 1 who witnessed it, he yelled at his mother and berated her and called her names, then disowned her, which shocked everyone in the house. My mother-in-law is diabetic, she fainted on the spot, and my husband didn't stop, he just walked out of there, while his family was yelling at him. I got several calls and texts from them claiming I just caused irreparable damage in my husband's relationship with his mother, jeopardized her health because she was taken to the hospital, and worst of all, making my husband disown her over what? A dinner that I could have gotten a few bites of? A simple misunderstanding? They accused me of causing this and turning my husband on his own mother and disowning her like that. Sister-in-law number 3 berated me for sharing the text with my husband, saying I should have confronted my mother-in-law alone, instead of escalating the situation. She said I'm responsible for whatever happens next and have to fix the problem I created. I feel awful overall and so guilty since she's at the hospital and the family is feeling tense. My husband is avoiding me.
Am I the asshole?